enough to be invited to their wedding. The only reason she was on the list was because she was friends with Lauren, whose fiancé worked for the groom as a private security agent at the Shillings agency, and that somehow gained her an invite. Whatever. She'd take it. God knew she could use a break from her normal life, which was why she was at the hotel a day early. Living with a roommate who was also on the force was both a blessing and a curse. Lately, it had been more curse than blessing. It was she just felt so empty. The good news music played, and Daisy glanced up again. "Good evening," the newscaster said. "Tonight, our head story is a tragic crash on Werner Street that ended in a horrifying death. A gray sedan was driving. That's just what I needed tonight. Another reminder of what I've loved and lost. Thanks, universe, I needed that." Turning away, Daisy blinked rapidly and held her glass up to the bartender. She didn't usually drink, with good reason, but tonight was an exception to that rule. And it was time for another one, and then maybe another. Her plan was to drink until it didn't hurt anymore. As many as it took. Like father, like daughter, she supposed. As the server made his way over, someone sat beside her. Daisy glanced over, already annoyed because she wasn't here to flirt or talk or make friends. She was here to forget. But then she locked gazes with the deepest, darkest, prettiest brown eyes she'd ever seen, and any irritation at the interruption of her emo mood was shattered. The man next to her was tall, impossibly so. Even though he was sitting down, she'd easily place him at 6'3" or more. He had blonde hair, which looked as if he constantly ran his fingers through it all day long, and stubble darkened his jaw, which had a freaking dimple in it. He glanced over at her and froze, his eyes narrowing when he caught her staring. Cheeks heating, she turned away as fast as she could, breathing quickly. Her stomach tightened into a knot and she stiffened because this was a feeling she hadn't experienced in 2 years. Ever since. "Hello," the man next to her said, offering an easy smile. Damn it. He was even hotter when he smiled. Why couldn't he have crooked teeth or an even more crooked smile? Couldn't the universe do her one teensy-weensy favor and make this guy a little less attractive? But no. "Mind if I sit here?" he asked quietly, his voice filled with deep respect. She had the feeling he was the type of guy who would never raise his voice in anger, never lose his cool. She happened to like men who were calm in the face of chaos. "And if I politely decline?" she asked, like she always did when men hit on her in bars. It always made them shrink away and seek out easier targets. He blinked. "Then I'd politely sit and drink my drink without bothering you. 1 seat over this way because I want to watch the game and the TV is over here." Gah! That was the perfect response. Damn him. Tucking her probably frizzy hair behind her ear, she forced a cool smile despite her racing heart. "I'm not saving the seat for anyone, so feel free to sit where you want." "Excellent." He set his phone down on the bar next to hers. "How are you tonight?" "Good, great, wonderful." A smile played at his lips again. "You're empty?" How did he know? What? "Your glass." He pointed at it. His fingers were long and lean, yet somehow strong and coated with a light dusting of blonde hair. "It's empty." She tore her eyes off his fingers, pressing a hand to her stomach, which felt a hell of a lot emptier than her glass.